support in college is phenomenal, to have the freedom to not worry.
And I just graduated from Los Alamos High School, and I am a 2011 Da Vinci Scholar.
This is where you went to school, yeah?
Well, this building, not in particular. I mean, this building came in right when I was leaving, but what's pretty neat about this building is I saw it from the ground up, and even sat in on some meetings where they were talking about building it and raising money for it. And so you'll see here, Tony, they every year, they for the last, I don't know, 10 years or something, they make a poster for each fall and spring semester that somebody graduates. Yeah, a little proof. Yeah. College in itself is the basis. You need that these days for even a remotely good life, and so, you know, University of New Mexico provided that to me. And that all started by, you know, steps along the way, LANL Foundation being one of them. So,
yeah.
So I'm very thankful for that.
I think if it wasn't for the scholarship, there'd be a really great chance I probably wouldn't even be attending college right now.
It's helped me realize that I'm leaning towards environmental science.
To all the scholarship donors, I would love to say thank you to all of you, because you have truly not only made a difference in my life, but many other students' lives. I've met several of the scholarship donors, and they're awesome. They'll help you with anything, they're so supportive, and any questions I have or anything, I always know that I can ask them. I'm not afraid to ask them or be who I am with them.
You don't realize how much $10,000 is until you start putting tuition together and putting books in and putting room in, and then, you know, all your extra stuff. You need a refrigerator, you need a whatever, and it starts adding up.
Scholarship to college is extremely important to any family that's applying to college. The cost of a private school now is $50,000 to $55,000 a year, and, you know, very few families can afford that. So scholarships, such as the Los Alamos National Lab Scholarship Fund, are critically important for kids making up that gap.
These scholarships allow kids to go ahead and pursue science.
Working at LANL, I think, is the reason I got into college, actually. I think it's why I got into Yale. I met my admissions counselor at a party right after I showed up on campus, and I started talking to him, and he said, "Oh, you're the girl who worked for Los Alamos." He actually remembered reading my file, and I have to imagine that if that was what stood out to him and what he remembered, that's probably a large part of why I got in. So after Yale, I got my BS in math at Yale, and then I went straight into graduate school at UC Berkeley, and I'm getting a PhD now in mathematics there. I'm working for a PhD, which will probably take me 5 years, and then after that I'll probably do a postdoc of some sort, and then hopefully work as a professor. That's my long-term goal. I'd really like to be a university professor. I really enjoy doing research. I'd like to do that. I'd like the opportunity to teach and give back. I felt so blessed by my teachers that I'd like to do that as well. The thing that really stood out to me about the LANL Foundation scholarship was that it was local. There are so many of these scholarships, Coca-Cola, Toyota, that are really helpful, but they're nationwide. And, you know, some really lucky person is going to get them, but it doesn't benefit a community, whereas this is really in the community. It really makes it feel like a scholarship you can get when you're writing those applications. It seems more likely, and it's really neat to see it sort of staying in the community, that there's a community that it helps rather than this sort of broad focus.
In 2005, I graduated from Santa Fe Prep, and I received a scholarship from the LANL Foundation. and I took it to help me go to Columbia University, where I started out wanting to study physics and dance. It was so wonderful to have the support from LANL because it enabled me to focus on my studies and really focus on taking as many classes in as many different places that I wanted to, rather than being stressed out about how I was going to pay for college. And that was such a gift.
My name is Majlin Quace. I recently graduated from Taos High School, and I am the 2011 Platinum Award winner. And this fall I will be attending MIT and majoring in environmental and civil engineering.
Marge was an exceptional student. She was very enthusiastic, she was very able, she had good communication skills as well. And that's a very compelling package.
It really wasn't until the 5th grade where I started to realize my potential, that I had a lot to contribute and that I was smart, and it was because of my 5th grade teacher who recognized my talents and helped me to pursue my passion. And the one passion that really revolutionized the way I looked at myself was my discovery of how passionate I am about science.
The LANL Scholarship, I would say, is one of the most prestigious scholarships that prep kids apply for. It's very well known, and what's helpful is that LANL comes to our school every year. They're very open. It's not, oh, you're not good enough to apply. It's no. Great math students and great science students apply, but also community leaders apply, kids that are really trying to make a difference in the world, kids that have an idea of what they want to do in college and after, that have that vision for how they want to lead their lives.
Whether you go into science or engineering or math, or whether you go into some other field, you're providing an example to your colleagues, to the folks in the classes behind you, to the rest of the state, that students in northern New Mexico really are high achievers, and you can do great things.
We've already seen a couple of examples of some of our scholars who have come through and done internships at the laboratory, have gone out and are now coming back as National Science Foundation scholars, or significant contributions in fields like medicine or physics or mathematics. And I feel really pleased that the laboratory has those kinds of opportunities to be able to jumpstart, to help build that resume, to help them really get some credentials down on paper that they can take forward.
Just the fact that so many kids are helped by this program. When we went to that dinner the first night, the room was full of recipients, and it's an incredible opportunity for students in New Mexico.
We don't create the achievement for these students. I mean, they're getting into Harvard or Yale or Stanford or wherever on their own. Right. But sometimes, the scholarship makes the difference in whether or not they can actually get there.
Another thing to keep in mind that I think isn't so obvious is the validation that our students receive by getting a scholarship from the labs, from the top scientists in the country, looking at their work and saying, you are worthy. We believe in you. We believe in what you can achieve and your future. And there's no doubt that that's a huge inspiration to our students to applying for fellowships beyond when they're in college and afterwards.